Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. For those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel, where I provide weekly energetic updates for the collective. And as I began to blaze this fire tonight, gather around and contribute your very powerful energy, whether it be a like, a share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to jump right into the stones to see what's going on out here in the cosmos. And the message that's speaking the loudest is coming from your spirit guides, your ancestor team, or your higher team, and they're landing itself in the fire. Ooh, I need to get myself prepared for this. And being that this stone is landing itself up in the spirit world, this is letting me know that they're bringing attention to something very supportive surrounding your energy. But more importantly, because of the stone next to it, your institution stone signifying your life's purpose. This is very powerful. What I'm sensing is that your higher team or your higher energy wanted to direct this message saying that there is indeed a confirmative yes surrounding your life's purpose. I don't know if some of you have been wondering why you were born here, what purpose you have in life, but being that this stone is landing in the fire and in the mineral, this lets me know that you carry a dual purpose, a dual mission in this lifetime. One being in the fire, being in the spirit world, meaning that you have a deep and profound connection with the realm of the spirit. And there is great work to be done on your behalf and on the ancestral realm's behalf. It's like this collaboration that always pulls you in or draws you into something spiritual, something deep, or something to the side, something alternative. And you may have often wondered why. But this is almost like your makeup. You can't change this about yourself. There is this intuitive or this magnetic pull that draws you into something very spiritual. Because this message reminds me of the notation that whenever the phone keeps ringing and you don't answer, it keeps ringing again. It doesn't stop. And this ringing that you may feel, or this pull to something spiritual, something alternative, is directly connected to your life's purpose. And the second purpose that's attached here is surrounding the mineral part of your energy, which is community, which is the people. Something fuels you up when you get around people. And you may not necessarily know why, but your purpose is attached to it. There's something here about you knowing how to weave connections, know how to bond people together, even in the midst of their chaos, even in the midst of their traffic or challenges. Yes, something about your energy builds community, builds a village. Because it's directly connected to your purpose. And this dual mission is being highlighted right now. You being very spiritual and having a deep and profound relationship with the spirit world, and the other having to do with you being communal. Very interesting. But on the opposite side of this thread of energy is your sophistication stone. The way I'm seeing this illustration is like a bonfire being lit. And above the fire is a star. And this star signifies your sophistication. But quite interesting, the calorie shells are moving in a very unique way. There is a thread. They're piled up here. A thread of consciousness is running through this fire. And what I'm seeing is your wisdom, your water, and your obstacle. Interesting. What I'm downloading in this current wave of consciousness is that there is something that really struck you at your core. This obstacle here, because it's in the fire. And what I'm sensing here is that this obstacle has something to do with hereditary, something familial, some challenges that tend to rise in your family system. But being that this water stone is right next to it, this lets me know you have healed something generational in your family's pattern, in your family cycle. You have healed something in this wave of energy, making you be put on this energetic wave of consciousness that has spawned your wisdom, right? This challenge here put you on a healing path. So for those of you who have come from a system, a familial system of challenges, something lets me know that you refused or you resisted going down the same path, making you appear as a black sheep in your family system, making you appear like you're different from the rest. Something here about this healing that you have done or chosen to do has separated you and put you on this wave of consciousness and propelled you to a state of wisdom is what I'm seeing here. You've gained the knowledge. You've gained it through your healing. And this is catapulting you on a different energetic wave of consciousness that is sweeping through this energy. Yeah, very powerfully. Connecting you to your sophistication. There's something here about what you have gained. It's like you've separated yourself, gained a certain level of wisdom and knowledge, but not only that, you took it to a next level. You could have stayed there, being close to the village, being close to the people around you, offering up some degree of solace, still somewhat participating in that dynamic that you healed from. But no, what I can see here is that you not only separated yourself through your wisdom, through your healing, you took it further and advanced yourself, elevated yourself to a state of mastery, a state of sophistication. I don't know if you guys embarked on a different quest. It's almost like you took a pilgrimage to a different side of yourself to see what you were capable of outside of this family system is what I'm seeing here. Some of you may have went off to school. Some of you may have moved out of your family's home and decided to move out on your own. There's something here about a degree of separation. And you dove into the world of science. But this science here isn't necessarily about the school of science. Yes, to some degree, some of you may have went off to school and engaged or admitted yourself into the field of science. But what I'm seeing here is that you went into the spirit world of science. You worked on yourself. You've took the time to figure out the mechanics of your energy. That's what I'm seeing about this sophistication stone here. And what it has done, it has propelled you up as a star above the fire. Very interesting message here. And I want to dissect a couple of these stones to draw in on this message. But the first one I would like to pull on is your purpose. I would like to see what this dual purpose is about for the collective. And the second I would like to see is about this obstacle, the challenges that was in your family's lineage or your family's line. And the third I would like to see about is your sophistication, what you have gained through the spirit science right now. Yeah, so what I will do is I would like to pull some cards on these three stones to see what the higher energy is speaking about in terms of the energy right now. And in terms of your institution stones surrounding your life's mission, the cards that came out were life's purpose, higher source, It is written, trust within this dimension and dreaming. And what I'm downloading here for the collective is that you're a very intuitive person, and you come with so much more than what the society or the world around you has told you or has given you. There's something about a higher source that you are connected to that maximizes your energy, and you can sense this. You can feel this, which will allow you not to settle. This may be some of your narratives. This may be some of your stories. Always wondering why you cut things off at the head, not understanding why you refuse to give yourself less than what you deserve. And it's because of this dual mission, right? Because it is written in the stars for you to have a much more fruitful life, to expand yourself to the highest capacity. And even though this energy is still very large, the trust in the process will clear out any fog that may exist in your world. Because it has everything to do with your merging within this dimension that tends to deplete or diminish, or I'm getting something about deleting your understanding of your mission. This is a consciousness thing, an energy thing as you descended down to this paradigm. Some things were lost from your conscious mind, and a part of this losing of consciousness as you integrated yourself within this dimension, your purpose was a part of that package. That's why dreaming came out, because when you dream, you envision something you know about. It's like it reconnects you to what you feel, but it only shows up in your dreams, not in your reality as such, not in this way. But something here in the cards and in the stone is here to put a bug in your ear to remind you of your life's purpose, of your life's mission. Even in the dreams that you have, it's for a reason. Sending little breadcrumbs along your way to remind you of why you were born here, reminding you of your purpose. And I promise you that these dreams and these downloads and these intuitive thoughts that you have come twofold. Come twofold. Come one very deeply surrounding your visions, surrounding your dreams. They're very vivid, very sharp, very out of this world almost. Because they're so abstract, they're so large, and you don't have a frame of reference in the paradigm or the dimension that you live in to put your finger on it. But your dreams make you feel at ease because there's something about a remnant in your bones, in your gut. Like it's something very familiar to you. But this message here is to push you in that direction so that you can trust in the fact that these dreams surrounding your intuition, surrounding the very abstract things that you see are for a very specific purpose. And not only that, the way it will merge, the way it will show up in your world is through community, through the people around you. You cannot merge your dreams through isolation. It can only go to a certain level. It can only go into the first or second gear. But when you merge with people, when you integrate the second part or the second level or this dual mission that you have, which is community, it will kick it up a notch. It will kick your dreams, your vision, your reality to 5 speed. That is why it's on a twofold message. The fire and in the mineral. Very powerful download. Thank you all for being here in tonight's healing circle. And what I would like to do is to dive into the obstacle of this message. Though they're speaking to your life's purpose, there's something deeper here in the flames surrounding the initiation of this current thread of consciousness. And the cards that came out here were stop, misuse, powers, burning, 222, history, and light. Interesting. And what I'm downloading here in terms of the obstacle that's showing up in the flame is that some of you may have had to put a full stop on the way things were occurring in your family system. Like a pattern, a cycle that you saw with your naked eye that wasn't conducive to your frequency, to your energy, even to you as a child. You knew something wasn't quite right. A misuse powers came out. Something about people in power or authoritative figure, parental figures weren't operating in a healthy way. And this burned you up on a very large level. I can see some of you may have ran away. Some of you may have shut yourself out. Something about it burnt you up to the point you unleashed. I don't know if you unleashed a certain energy on this energy. I'm not sure. Something about a response here to this misuse of power that let you know something was not quite right here. 222 came out confirming this message. And this spawned you on your journey. This is something historical. History came out. This is something surrounding a historical cycle in your lineage that each generation are tasked with healing, advancing above, and working through, but it didn't happen for some of you. Your parents, your grandparents weren't able to successfully complete this misuse of power, this type of energy, and it fell in your lap. But you saw it and it burnt you. It riled you up to the point to know that something is not right here. But also on the other end, this burning lit up a flame within you, creating a light force for you to shine so brightly that you ushered in a wave of consciousness. This is so interesting what I'm seeing here. I wish you guys can see it. But it's almost like your resistance, your rebellion was your saving grace. Your disobedience was your salvation, is what I'm seeing here. You lit up a torch in the darkness, making you a light bearer in this generation, in this current thread of consciousness, showing people the way. Not just people, the energies around you, because this message is coming from the fire, making you be the generational curse breaker, the new wave of energy trendsetter is what I'm seeing here. Something about you breaking free from this distorted energy, though this was not easy. Very painstaking is what I'm seeing here. But now something is ushering in for you, because this burning sensation is being now viewed as the light in the other world, in this paradigm for you. Though this message started out with the obstacle, it ended up with the light. Very interesting thread of consciousness here. Very powerful. And moving along this thread of consciousness from you being this light bearer, it pushed you further into the spirit science, breaking free, going down your own path, away from the village. Some of you did not know why you were forced out of the village. You were energetically kicked out, because you would not compromise yourself to fit into this system. You would not allow yourself to be like this accomplice or to support this energy in any way, is what I'm seeing here. And this is the force that push you out, to make you go on your own path, to find yourself, to build a new name for yourself in spite of what you've been through, pushing you into the world of spirit science. And the cards that came out here surrounding your sophistication were waking you up at night, you're in your head, expression, healing of the soul, cutting, and art. Yeah, what I'm downloading here is that this was not an easy process of you breaking free, breaking out of this confine or this very rigid or challenging structure that I see for some of you. Some of you still may have issues or challenges with your sleep, waking you up at night, having these visions surrounding the misuse of power that you experience. Even though you've made it out, there is this still trauma response or some version, and I'm careful of saying PTSD, but this is the kind of illustration or wording that I'm seeing here. This constant turning of what you've been through, but it's because you're in your head. You're in your head about the breakthrough and what you came from. But lo and behold, the energy of expression is here. As you matriculate and continue to express your energy, express all these burning sensations and challenges that you went through the arts. Okay, I'm seeing that some of you may be taking on different ventures, different outlets, different hobbies to help you navigate yourself through these energies, because you're cutting yourself away from your past in that way and trying to build or curate the expression of your most authentic energy. It's like you're healing your soul by acknowledging what you've been through, but you're not allowing it to make you who you are. It's a piece of your story, but not all of it. And you're redefining this by cutting out certain energies that remind you of the past. You're focusing in on things that light your soul, that fuels you up, that pours into you in a healthier way. But this expression is turning into science. There is this alchemizing in you doing this within the energies. That's why sophistication came out. There's a sophistication component in it, which says that the more you express or push out this pain or the traumas of your past, healing occurs through the arts. Keep going. Keep pushing it out. Keep transmuting this energy as the alchemist that you are. That is the sophistication of your energy. No longer allowing it to weigh you down. No longer allowing it to be a burden on your energy, but you're using it as a catalyst of light. Not only for yourself, because you have a dual purpose. Yet you're dwelling in the spirit, working through this energy, but also the communal part of you is allowing this energy to not only be a testimony for others who have gone through this very same thing, but the potency of it allows your energy to have this very unique blueprint, this unique signature that makes people draw towards you. Drawing the crowd towards you, weaving people into a different side of life, an alternative way of being, and how to help them work through their own challenges through the arts. And this will heal not only your soul, but it is doing and will do something for the current consciousness in a very powerful way, because the initial message started out with the supportive energy surrounding your life's purpose. Period. Woo! I am hot. That is what I like to see, a blazing message, very powerful energy with those of you who are showing up here in the collective Thank you all for being here and joining me in tonight's healing circle. And if you stay thus far in this very blazing fire, you guys, I am indeed sweating already. Please be sure to like, to share, subscribe, or comment below to let me know how these messages are showing up in your world. And with that being said, I would like to pull some cards to see what other messages the higher energy has in store for us tonight. What other messages the higher energy has in store for the collective? And the cards that came out were recovery, not in alignment, isolation, grief, militant, and course of action. And what I'm downloading here is that due to all of these powerful energies that I can sense some of you in the collective may be undergoing right now, is that you may need some time for recovery. And this recovery process has everything to do with you filtering or clearing out things that are not in alignment with you right now. It's because you have cultivated yourself in a different way, in a new way, aligning your energies with things that are more in alignment with your core frequency. But this has more to do with your understanding of who you are and where you are. For quite some time, you've often wondered where you belong. For quite some time, you often wondered who you were and if you truly had a place here on this planet. But now your vision is getting more clearer as you secure yourself in your life's purpose, in your spiritual mission, in the totality of your being. The confidence of who you are cannot be denied anymore. And this may require you to go into isolation a bit. Not saying that you can't associate with people, but this has more to do with you recalibrating your energy based on the frequency of your confidence, aligned with your journey. Before, you didn't know. Now you know. And so now that you're there, or now that you're here, the militancy that is oozing from your gut, people will not know how to take you. So you need to draw yourself in maybe a little bit to recalibrate yourself, to prepare for you to step out in a new fashion, in a new way. Before, you may have been this people pleaser or the over giver. It's not to say that you don't have this characteristic about yourself, but now I'm sensing that your confidence has taken the front seat and your purpose is the driving force of your life, making you that much more militant, making you that much more secure in the line of direction that you're headed. You know where you're going. You know who you are, because even though I'm reading in the cards, I can also verify this in the stones, because the stones are saying the exact same message. Clarity, action. Yeah. Clarity about who you are, and you taking action on this wavelength now. It's a different vibration about yourself. It's a different energy that you're carrying within yourself, within this paradigm. And people who knew you before may say you're changing or you're not the same person. They don't know who you are. They may see photos and pictures of you doing different things that you never talked about. But for you, this was always who you were. This was always what you were about, but you were just so rattled in the obstacle, in the challenges that you were overcoming. You didn't put yourself in the front seat. You didn't put yourself in the driver's seat. But now, The stars are unfolding for you. You are now no longer the passenger driver of your own life. You're guiding the ship now. You're showing people the way. You're showing people how to move. But first, you're going through recovery, getting yourself ready to reveal to the world around you exactly who you've always been. Period. Very large message, you guys. You have taken me off the edge, but I love it. Thank you all for being here and joining me in tonight's healing circle. And with that being said, I'm going to come down from this blazing fire and close out tonight's healing circle. And I will see you all at the next